Hello. I'm going to try and do something here. Um, with the sound, I'm going to try and increase the microphone a little bit. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Okay. Um, okay. Candy corns. Controversial topic. Nothing to do with gang stalking, right? But either you love them or you hate them. And the thing about that is probably the same way with gang stalkers. You either love them because you're a gang stalker or you hate them because you're a target. I'm sure gang stalkers love B2K, but targets hate it. Gang stalkers are addicted to the remote neural monitoring, but targets hate it. Um, and just here to talk about the gang stalking and an experience I had today. I was outside barbecuing here, like I like to do. I like to barbecue. I was barbecuing a couple sirloin steaks, and lived here quite a long time. Um, anyway, which is, to my recollection, never been. A couple blocks from here, there was a street preacher with a megaphone doing their thing, preaching. Well, the undertones, the every other word was something like it was personal to me to deal with, like I'm exposing them, or said my name a couple times. Now, if you understand B2K, you know that they'll do that. Now, whether that preacher was actually speaking about me is conjecture, because he was speaking Spanish most of the time, but started speaking English, and a lot of the stuff he was saying was about um, the gang stalkers here and how, you know, demons and evil and um, well, anyway, the gang stalkers here in the neighborhood with their V2K were all saying stuff like, "Oh, that's ridiculous that he's saying that about us," or blah blah blah, or that. And anyway, it it fluctuated here and there with talking about how everyone hates me and all that stuff, but that's generally what comes out of his mouth next door here, and their mouth over there, a couple houses over on the V2K. I know it's coming out of their house, but it's being projected into my house. They're doing it right now, but it's real. They've modulated it down so that it's really nearly silent. A lot of it I can't hear. Well, I can hear it, but I couldn't tell you what they were saying really a lot of times. But as I've proven to you on several recordings, that it's not in your head. You could probably hear it right there. Like I said, that's what I wanted to do with my microphone, is turn up um, the microphone to see if maybe you would hear any of it actually in real time. Now, I'm sure I could probably aggravate them talking about a couple things that they've been saying over and over. That would probably get them to get aggravated, because the reality with these people, these gang stalkers, is they feel like they're invincible and that they can get away with anything they want. Um, Probably because they've been doing it. They've been doing it, and people talking about it seems to go on deaf ears. Um, but considering the overall scope of how many people are experiencing it, and the general consensus is always that, well, the general consensus as far as it not existing, even though you can prove it by going on, Google and searching for gang stalking jobs, and several of them will come up. Stalking jobs, doing this, do that, do that. You can stalk people. We hire you to stalk people. I'm not talking about stalking groceries. I'm talking about harassing and following and, terrorizing people. But, see, like I said, they're aggravated now. So they're getting a little louder. And I'm just sitting here in my, in my RV, in the quiet. My wife just went to bed. I tend to do my videos after she goes to bed because, I don't want to bother her while she's sitting there watching stuff on YouTube, her tablet or whatever. But I have to mention they said something about, oh, well, his wife has a tablet that's connected to the internet. Yeah, that's true. She does have a tablet that's connected to the internet. But my tablet, I never connected to the internet. It's never connected to Wi-Fi, anything. It was during the time when my computer was hacked by the same gang stalkers. And that was why I originally bought it, to have something to go online with after a certain amount of time. When it was only after we got internet again that I got it, because we were without, after they hacked my computer and her computer failed, we didn't really need it and had it off for like 6 months, maybe longer, maybe a year. I don't even remember exactly how long. I'd have to look it up, and it's not that important. But what is important is that you as a person understand that these people that are telling you they're hearing people speaking to them is not voices in their head. Because it's being transmitted at them, projected at them or to them. Some of you will understand how they manipulate the noise coming out of your appliances, such as fans. You'll understand the noises they manipulate coming out of your pets when they're snoring, when the neighbor pets are barking, how they'll mask them with V2K obscenities to you. Vehicles, they'll manipulate the sound, the auditory function, the noise coming from cars to sound like they're talking at you. Now, the people that are here that are harassing me on V2K 24 hours a day are trying to tell people that I'm a liar. Yeah, that I'm a liar. That, I don't have COPD, that I wasn't ever in the Navy, that there just so many ridiculous lies and just slander out the kazoo. But on the other tone, they'll tell you, "Oh, we're telling you everything we're saying is the truth." Now, wherever they're streaming their crap at, I've never been there. Never gonna go there. But they say, "Oh, you're here." Yeah. Well, I'm here in my home. I'm not logged in any chat room with you. I'm not video chatting with you. I'm not texting to you. Gang stalkers. They're using V2K and remote neural monitoring to, use use what I think, what I say, what I do, the things I'm looking at, the things I'm reading. Now, other targeted individuals will know this, and people, gang stalkers will know it because they're doing it. Now, 9 times out of 10, the people that come into your chat, into your channels as a target, and say some bullcrap about you're schizo, you're paranoid, who would be stalking you? No one's stalking you. You're on drugs, blah blah blah. Those are stalkers. The rhetoric's always the same. They spin it on every targeted individual's channel I've ever spectated, and it's usually the same people because there is a large group of them right here on YouTube that perpetuate the gang stalking of targets. You can see for yourself if you look at other targeted individuals' channels. Um, of course, there's not going to be, a channel that says we're gang stalkers, come in and listen to our gang stalking. They're not going to have those. They probably have private channels where they're doing it on, you know, some obscure channel that has nothing to do with gang stalking, but they only put people that are invited and it's always private. And and then they communicate whatever agenda they have to those people. Because of course they're not gonna, invite a target to their stream since they're impersonating the target and impersonating their friends, um, slandering the target and their people they know. I'm saying this because that's what they do to me on B2K and on their stream, wherever they're doing it at. I mean, because they're speaking to you and listening to you. So you don't have to be in their chat. You don't want to be. It doesn't matter. You're being held captive there, but you're in your own home. You're sitting here like I am in your home or in your kitchen or in your bedroom, in your bathtub, in your yard, in your car, in the grocery store. You're still being held captive. You're walking down the street. You're still being held captive by the V2K and the remote neural monitoring. They're always watching you. They're always talking at you. And they're always going to use everything you say, manipulate it, switch it to something that benefits them. One stalking me have always been like, uh, have one of them posing as me, and one of the other ones is talking or whatever, doing their thing. But it's always going to be switched. Whatever I say might be manipulated to be what one of them says, and what they say manipulated to be what I'm supposed to have said, or they lie. They lie, they deceive, and they switch things up. They create just some of the most bizarre crap. I mean, just ridiculousness, ludicrous behavior. Um, Granted, I'm sitting here talking to myself. basically, because no one's in here. But as it is, I I, I do this YouTube to raise awareness for targeted individuals and against gang stalking, and to document you know what I know and my experiences and things that have happened to me. Um, he's always saying some shit about me having herpes, and I'm so sick of it. The other day I just said, oh well, he's saying I have a herpes, so I'm just going to say he has syphilis and AIDS. That's what's wrong with his head. He has syphilis, fried his brain from nut cancer or whatever. But I have no qualms telling you it's the guy that lives next door to me that does a lot of it, and a couple houses over that does it, because I'm absolutely certain they've told everybody who I am that they know. It's not like they're not telling people who you are, um, albeit covertly or whatever. Well, you don't have to play that covert game. Actually, it doesn't make any sense for you to play covert and talk about them without actually saying who they are, what and that are doing it isn't going to help you, because no one's ever going to know. But reporting it, reporting what's happening to you is a benefit to you, because they can't say you haven't ever said anything about this, or you haven't tried to get anything legally done to recompense them for all the terrorism that they've put you through or whatever, which is something else they'll try and say, that you're not trying to protect yourself from this. Well, the reality is you can't protect yourself from something that you can't see, and you can't make them turn off, and that law enforcement pretty much ignores. So if you want to fight gang stalking, you have to do it in such a way that you are just protecting yourself and people around you that you care for. In the beginning of my overt targeting, I'm not going to say how many years or whatnot before they were targeting me, before they actually went overt with it, how long they were looking for me when I was moving around. When I lived in Long Beach, I moved around a few times here in Southern California, um, and we moved around. Um, but as the time progressed, for over the last 19 or 20 years, since I've come to the realization as to why a lot of this has happened to me, um, I like to write music. I like to sing. Not that I really can anymore because of COPD. I can sing, but I don't, because if I do it for any length of time, I'm going to hurt, going to cause myself to get tired and worn out, or start coughing or whatever. I'll do it in the car, because I'm not going to be moving around, and it's not going to bother anybody, you know, while I'm driving around. If it does, the hell with that. I don't care. But and as far as where my targeting started, it happened when I lived in Long Beach. I know pretty much where it started, why it started. I've mentioned before about a song that I wrote that but I'm not going to go into that because it's regardless, of how I put it, even though I'm telling the truth, it's going to be pretty. A lot of people aren't going to believe it. But anyway, if I had absolute proof of it, I would say something about it more. But they have, on a recording, talked about who, as in whom, plural, had to do with my targeting and why. I already knew, but it was, it was fine for me that they brought it up themselves. Oh, excuse me. But there is other aspects of it that happened right here on YouTube during the time that I've had this channel in operation. And when I was frequenting other channels, when I was doing a lot of drawing, a lot of artwork, like as my Han and Chewie icon, which is an original work of mine. Like the paintings on the main page of my channel of, the space and the little planets flying around in Earth there. And another one of the galaxy on another thumbnail for one of my videos, which I painted on fresh paint on this very laptop using this mouse. I didn't use a pen or any of that crap or a stylus or none of that. I used a mouse on all my paintings. But as far as my pencil drawings and whatnot that I did setting right here, have had, speaking of the Han and Chewie drawing, other channels that I never was on a Google Hangout with, or a Streamlabs or anything with, used me sitting here drawing Han and Chewie and talking about something, and I didn't consent to it. I didn't give them permission to use it, and yet they used it, and without my knowledge. During the time that I was offline, I had no internet at the time. There's several other instances that the harassment was pervasive. Um, I have a Twitter now that's at Schmear Scott. My Twitter used to be at Scott Schmear. Well, the harassment and the jokes and the crap and all this stuff about me being a mosquito and being a worthless piece of shit, whatever. I deactivated that Twitter and all the people that were on it because every one of them was doing it. And they all had something to do with YouTube art community. And comic books. Needless to say, I don't have anything to do with that anymore. So people are always asking me questions and this and that, or saying, what's your deep dark secret? Well, my deep dark secret is that people have been screwing with me. That's my deep dark secret. So when you come on here in the chat and you say, what's your deep dark secret, Scott? Come on, we know. But yeah, I know you know because you're talking shit about it. I know you know that you're who's gang stalking me and that you're doing it with your innuendos and your whatever, with your pseudonyms and your freshly created channels that have absolutely no content and no subscribers. But somehow you found your way in here. But anyway, as I was saying about the realization of being targeted, they'll target you for a long time before, they'll basically stick the red hot poker in your face like, here we are, ha ha, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, that's not true at all. There is something you can do about it. You can talk about it. You can report it. You can try and gather evidence. You can record it. And you can document it. And hope that someday someone or somewhere will actually get their thumb out of their ass and do something about gang stalking one day. But there's the thing happening right now where targeted individuals are talking about other targets being perps. Maybe they are. Maybe some of them are. I wouldn't be surprised. But in my opinion, the reality of a target faking that they were a target, which I think I've caught one or two of them at it. But it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it makes sense if they're gang stalking and they want to create misinformation or dissent between other targets, people that are being targeted. But as a monetary gain or whatever for them, I can't see it being a gain unless, of course, everybody already knows about it. And with the world as it is right now, and being able to research gang stalking, B2K, remote neural monitoring, electronic harassment, the rampancy of it on a Google search or a Bing search or a DuckDuckGo search, the patents for it, the advertising on Google for gang stalking jobs. If you don't know about it, and if you choose to ignore it when someone's telling you about it, I really can't. I really can't give you a kudos for that. I mean, because it's not like it's not in your face. Um, as far as my targeting goes, I've tried to, I've basically tried to inform my family, tell them the story, and let it go at that. Tell them to understand that people are targeting me, threatening them, saying they're going to do bad things to me, to my wife, to my family, my friends. Even though the stalkers will tell you, don't say anything to anybody about this or we'll hurt them. Well, that's the stupidest thing you can do is keep your mouth shut, because that's what they want you to do. They want you to remain isolated from people. That's what they want, so they can have their way with you. And they don't want you to say who they are, even though they who they are, because they're blatant about it. He's blatant about it. They're blatant about it. They're blatant about it. They're blatant about it. They're blatant about it on YouTube. So if you say you don't know who your stalkers are, you're not looking very hard. Because they're blatant about it. As I reported at one time, uh, the person I was reporting it to was saying, "How do you know that, sir?" And I said, "Well, because they're brazen about it. They brag about it." She said, "Well, how do you know that, sir?" I just told you they brag about it. They tell you. They tell you. They don't hide it. And that's what makes it seem like there's a lot more people involved on it and privy to it than are willing to admit that it's a big lie being perpetuated throughout the world right now. That if you know about it, you either talking about it or you lie and say you don't. Some people say, "Oh, I've never heard of it." I can't believe that you haven't ever heard of it. It's been on the news more than once. It just happened, you know, happened near the White House. It happened in Cuba. This is the shit they're talking about. This is gang stalkers. How they choose targets. It's not because you're religious, not because you're black, not because you're white, not because you're a male or a female. It's because they think they can profit from you. They use you. They use your identity. They use your information. It's not about demons. It's not about aliens. It's not about clandestine uh, government ops. I really don't think it's any of that. It's criminals. Now, granted, some of these criminals are corrupting the government, law enforcement, medical facility, whatever. They're people. They're people that know about this crap, and they're just doing criminal shit. Simple as that. You're terrorizing people. Domestic terrorism. That's all it is. You're harassing people. You're terrorizing people. Trying to cause people harm, ruin people's lives, get them put in jail, get them put in insane asylums, kill them. It's terrorism. Simple as that. And there's no forbearance. For a target. There's no forgiveness. There's no getting off of the list. Once they target you, they've been systematically defaming you, degrading you, harassing you, slandering you, blacklisting you. You think it stopped? If you think it stopped at any point in time, it hasn't stopped. It's not going to ever go back the way before. It's not going to go back to the way it was when you were just, thinking life was normal. Whether they stop harassing you on B2K, whether they stop remote neural monitoring you or using the noise campaigns with, helicopters, cars, people, whatever. It's not going to stop. It's not going to go back to the way it was before when you were, ignorance is bliss kind of thing. You have two options: fight them or don't fight them. If you don't fight them, they're going to kill you. Maybe not literally, but maybe literally. But I'm just saying, if you fight them, at least, at least you can, you know, pull them out of the dark. If you don't, they're going to run all over you. So, should you not fight them, right? Should you not fight them? And all of a sudden one day, something happens that they make one of their setups work and you get framed and you go to jail, or you get deemed crazy and you're now in a hospital, or you're dead, like a couple people in the area who I'm certain they've done it to. It'll end faster. At least if you fight them and do everything you can prolong the agony. I mean, I was watching somebody's program tonight on YouTube here, somebody's channel. Making my comments, listening to what's going on about their targeting. There are different phases of it. I mean, some people say they experienced the V2K. Some people say they don't. Some people say they experienced the neural monitoring. Some people say they don't. Some people, all they seem to get is the street theater and the harassment. Um, I have to say to those people that you're probably on neural monitoring and you just don't know. One day you're going to wake up and they're going to be screaming at you in your ear with their V2K BS. And that'll be the day you know that they've already got everything they wanted to use against you. Because now they're overt with it. The street theater and the directed conversations where you hear people talking and it's like they're talking about something you weren't thinking about or talking about. If you have that, you're being remote neural monitored. Because they're listening to what you're doing, what you're thinking, what you're seeing, what you're doing every minute of every day. They're recording it. Now they're manipulating it. They're going to try everything they can to turn any mundane thing you've done, or should you have done something that they can think they can use, they're gonna act on it. They're gonna try and shame you with it, make you feel like hell, talk shit to you, whatever. They're gonna abuse you with it. That's their goal. That's their thing. That's their deal. Before I really was into it, I knew I was being targeted, and um, and I don't think they knew I was being targeted. I don't think they knew I was being targeted. Or that at least that I had a idea something fishy was happening. But one of the people that was getting close to me, she was always coming over here every day, wanting this and that or the other thing, something, me to do something for her, or to talk to my wife, whatever. Which I'm pretty sure she's targeted too. It's just that they're not doing to her what they're doing to me. I would take her to go pick up her medication or whatever, and she'd want to give me, some money for gas or whatever. And I didn't want to take it. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. And she would say, "Oh, well, her husband, said I have to take it. I have to take it." Well, I'm saying I don't want it. So she'd stick it in the console or whatever, or just make me take it. Um, anyway, bringing gifts and stuff like some things, whatever. I'm not even going to go into it. But then one day, I'm laying in bed in the afternoon. It was like 12 o'clock. I was having issues with my back. I was just trying to relax. And she came out here, and I was laying down, and she got my wife to go outside, and my wife came in and said that Rhonda says you have to come out and see something. And so I walked out and grabbed my cane and walked out, got some clothes on and walked out there. Well, she's out here in the middle of the street with one of the other neighbors talking about saying that some trailer sure got broken into. And I was like, wow. And then I looked away and then I looked over and then she's pointing at me, telling her he did it, he did it, he did it. I'm like, what the fuck, bitch? I'm like, what the hell? But as I was walking out, her son Michael was talking to another neighbor in her van as I was walking out because I'm half tired, I'm sleepy, kind of like, God, what am I doing out here? I probably looked aggravated. He said, "Oh, he's mad dogging me." I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Ain't nobody mad dogging you, motherfucker, Michael. Nobody mad dogging you. This is what I'm getting at. And then another time, she came over and said Colleen needed help with her vehicle, with her battery, whatever, the charger. I'm like, okay, so I went and try and help. And she's like, oh, touch here, touch here. I'm like, oh, so I used my knuckles. I'm like, bitch, I see what you're doing. You're trying to fucking frame me for some shit, Rhonda. Yeah. And I'm touching where she said with my knuckle and not my finger. And she's like, oh, you caught me. I was like, yeah, bitch, I caught you. I caught you. Now guess what? I'm never gonna deal with you again. And we were outside one time, and I said, she said something, blah blah blah. I said, what are you trying to screw with me on? And she said, oh, I never do that to you. And I'm like, oh, bullshit. I'm never dealing with you again. I'm not talking to you anymore. I didn't say that, but I think it was understood because I don't deal with them anymore. I won't talk to them anymore. But I'll call them gang stalkers because that's what they've been doing. But anyway. And then the next door neighbor, she's talking to him with him and another one of the neighbors out here. The three of them are out talking. And they were saying some shit about we're gonna rape your wife. And I'm like, what? So what the fuck did you just say? Talking about they're gonna do that. And I'm like, oh shit. Because they've been messing with my wife. And I'm just like, I'm tired of dealing with these people. Tired of playing their games. As I've said before, I'm not gonna embellish anything that's went on with this. Like on B2K, I'm gonna talk all the shit I can to them. I don't give a damn what they say on B2K, but when I'm talking for real right here, everything I'm telling you is absolute truth, facts, no embellishment, no deceit, no hiding. And another time, out there talking with the landlord, and I heard them talking about me. I could hear it. I could hear them talking about me. I went over there. I said, this has got to stop. This harassment crap has got to stop." And I've said it right to both of them. And he looks at me like, "I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "Oh, bullshit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. This shit's got to stop. Period. It's got to stop. You know exactly what I'm saying. You know exactly what you're doing. It's got to stop. I don't know what problem you got. I don't care. Never did anything to any of you. You started this shit. And now I know why. Because they got recruited." So lately here, they escalate. I mean, calling me murderer, rapist, thief, whatever they come up with on their B2K. And I'm not playing no more games with these people. I'm not I'm not messing with them anymore. I'm not gonna not gonna sit here and let them get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with. I'm not doing it. At least without saying something about it. They keep talking about on V2K, I'm gonna sue you, I'm gonna sue you. Do it. Sue me. Sue me. You say you're gonna call the police. Call them. I've already called them. I've already reported all this crap. Call them. I just just whatever. Whatever. Do what you're gonna do because I'm gonna be doing what I'm doing. This right here. I'm not gonna let you hide under the rug. I'm not gonna let you sit there and slander people, hurt people, steal from people, harass people other than me, whatever. As I said when I remember saying something to myself and they said, oh, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing. I said, you are never gonna do this to anybody else again if I have something to do with it. If it's the last thing I do, you're never doing this to anybody else again. Never. So I know I've been kind of rambling on, but I've been saying some things that I've been wanting to say. Um, I know who the people are stalking me. I know who they are. I know what they're doing. I know why they're doing it. I reported it. So I'm documenting it. I proved it. I proved that they're V2K-ing me. It's called Voice to Skull. Whether it's, the consensus is that the voices are in your head. Well, they're not in your head. You can't record voices in your head. Um, I just, I don't have any reason not to talk about it. I mean, I don't have any fear because I haven't done anything. They've done it to me. They stole from me. They've harassed me. They've threatened me. Granted, I throw threats back at them and say, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up." I'm gonna fucking kill you for this shit. I'm serious, but you would be angry too. I just, I don't know what to tell you. uh, I'm not, I'm not playing the gang stalker game anymore with these jackasses. I mean, they targeted me. I'm doing what I can to fight back. Um, I mean, when you got people coming outside with hatchets after you, or coming in a group of three, coming over here and talking crap at you at your gate and wanting to have you come out and fight, I ain't dealing with that shit no more. I ain't dealing with it. I ain't gonna deal with it. You don't think I'm gonna come out, and protect myself and back up my shit? You got nothing coming. So, I mean, if you think you're gonna come here and look for trouble, harm me, whatever, you best be prepared for reciprocation. That's all I got to say about it. Um, the For the most part, He just says, quit it, Scotty. Yeah, no, I'm not quitting it. I'm not quitting. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit protecting myself. I'm not going to quit documenting this shit. I'm not going to quit telling the whole story as, as I know it. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, said the guy, you know? They bring back stuff that's happened to me as a kid, girls I've had sex with, things I've done, times I went to jail for whatever I did. Well, I never had any felonies. Uh, never killed anyone. Never raped anyone. I've stole some shit. I was an idiot when I was a kid. I've done some stupid shit when I was a kid. I used to smoke a lot of pot. Used to do just about anything to get drunk, whatever. But I don't do that shit anymore. I don't do any of it. None of it. What I did 35 years ago is none of your fucking business. None of your business. If you got an issue, get a fucking tissue. But if I want to sit here and watch porn and masturbate all day, that's my goddamn business. It's my business. None of your business. Say shit about, oh, he did this in front of me. What? Sitting in my house while you're spying on me? I did something in front of you? Get serious, Ian. You're full of shit. You need to grow the fuck up. And your ex-wife, she's your ex-wife because you wouldn't quit smoking pot. Had nothing to do with me. I think that's about all I'm going to say tonight. I'm starting to get aggravated and I didn't want to do that. So, if you do watch this, thanks for watching. Have a good night. Good day, whatever it is. Have a good one.